Okay, here we go.
Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataru, ruler of demonkind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox.
The mask was there. That's it. No. So is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time?
If the room was dark, that would make sense why LaBelle wasn't spotted. You hide in a dark corner, you're not being spotted.
Or behind the door, you're not being spotted.
I don't have to read that. And strange as it may be, yes, indeed, all was in darkness.
And the part about Tenmataro, the nine-tailed fox, being there?
Yes, that Tenmataro towered overhead, and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold. He's talking about the statue.
I call on Mobius, Your Honor.
Glittered gold, but he's not mentioning the blood on it. So, did the hit happen a little bit later than we saw it? It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth be told, that my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As I've had dreamt, that happening lingers in his mind. Oh.
Apollo, maybe I can help here. Move, Matrix, let's go. Really? Oh, you mean... Really, oh, you mean... Yes, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. The only thing that glitters gold so far is the treasure that was in the room.
No, the statue's glittering.
Well, the statue glitters, but so does the treasure, right? What if he was knocked out by Filch last second? Like, he just sees Filch walking out with the gold. Like, boom. Weird thought, though. Okay. Okay, let's hope our findings don't come back to haunt us again. I just want to hear the music. Please turn the game volume up.
I cannot control the volume on your end.
Yes, you can. Please turn the game volume up.
You have a volume. You have a volume button on your view.
Oh, trust me, I already have your face, Max.
So barely conscious. It was there in the darkness. He's here. Suddenly.
Yokai did appear.
Okay.
And that's normal. He's hit and he's shocked. On one side, it rules demonkind.
What? I feel like Happy should be up here. It's like, oh, it's me. Save? Heck no. Why the heck would we save? Okay, yeah, there we go.
Why is he happy about the mortal enemy being there? Got it. Why is he happy? When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you're not only experiencing shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well.
Joy? Perhaps it was the joy of light coming to my eyes at long last. A long, terrible creaking and pierced the silence. And then there was light. He was knocked out in a room. He was locked in a chamber. It was like totally dark in there. There's no lights in there. If the door opened, that would be bringing light into him. And he's happy because he's getting out of the room.
Interesting. So if he was already in there,
And that would also make sense because if that room was opened earlier, that is how he could take the key and swallow it after before the crime.
Yeah.
On reflection, the door that did produce that infernal racket.
A creaking door. Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. So this means that the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light you described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Temataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime.
There we go.
Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here?
Take that!
Oh, I got it. The Forbidden Chamber, was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur?
Earl.
Hold on.
That was my line.
I know it was your line. I know. Maybe he saw the nine-tailed fox because it was the victim impaled with a spear who opened it last second with his dying breath or something like that. And he would see he put on the mask last second, impaled with a spear, right? Because he's dying due to blood loss. Lets him out, and then he tosses his mask out the window. Because he doesn't want his identity to be discovered last minute, so he drops the mask out the window, and then goes and falls back on the table.
Well, I didn't do it, whatever.
But it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. And the towering Tenmataro you saw, most likely the Forbidden Chamber's statue.
Why, yes, that would explain it. The darkness in the staff in the demon's grasp.
But even if all that's true, what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo. It's entirely possible. In a groggy dream-like state, people can misremember things and events.
Misremember, you say? Let me think. I don't believe. I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was the amazing Ninetales.
Oh, what? The amazing Ninetales?
At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly I do recall. To the amazing Ninetales who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door. Only down to 60%.
Sorry I asked. The amazing Ninetales, but that was the victim, Alderman QB, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that, this is completely new information. Let me internet run an update. Here we go. Time for more of that sound. Okay. Mighty statue of Temataro loomed overhead. Alright. The door did open and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. So far, so good. The amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue. Why is he scared then? He should not be scared.
I mean, why is he happy to see the fox? If Temataro would not be happy to see the fox. I think it could
No, he's being rescued. I think it's bottom left. I think it's fear here. His fear should totally drop at this point.
Got it.
When the Amazing Ninetales opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness?
Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I
It
believe
was in him.
I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness did explicitly wash over me.
The spear was in him. A cape of red. Apollo, we reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Maritanma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape?
Why indeed?
What could this mean? I guess his memory's still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence.
Yeah, was there a red cape even at the scene?
I think he saw the blood dripping from the...
Like, where's a red cape?
There's that talisman that was pulled off, right? He could have realized he was in the chamber and he let Taro out. It could be... Yeah. My other thought is a little weird. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. What about that lovely neck handkerchief that Filch has, and you know Filch got him?
Maybe?
Because he's a security guard, right? So he knows something's gone. Something this obvious could arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory. Sorry, it's glitching on me. Into a definitive shape. Apollo, I think I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you've seen. So it's basically the same as usual, the cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction, here comes justice.
Let's see, barely conscious, Damien was there in the forbidden chamber. The doctor's statue, Timmy loomed overhead. Shaft of light to pierce the gloom. Wait. He doesn't wear a cape.
No cape. Right there.
Objection!
You said the Amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that?
Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape. I saw, but...
Mayor Tenma. Does this cape look red to you?
Yeah, he just has his tails, and they're all golden. Oh, such a red does not look red. Not even scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon liberation, something red, I did feel my... He got hit in the head at the time, and the blood came down his face, and all I could see was his red blood. Something, maybe? And I thought to myself, the Amazing Ninetales is a ray in a cape of red.
He mistook that red something for his cape, huh?
Apparently so. And remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me.
So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all.
Nope.
Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what interfering with his memory. Well, I would have seen the fox chamber behind the Amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know, could it have been? Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this?
Well, that's kind of red. It's the only like reddish thing we have. It's like that bowl. That's the only like reddish thing we have.
But no, that's wait, go to the right. No, not that. Go to the crime scene for a second. If he saw the dead body and being rescued by someone, I think it's this. I think he saw the dead body in the background and he saw his friend dead. And I don't think LaBelle. I think LaBelle put on the mask last second, rescued somebody in the chamber, right, and tried to pass the wrestler off as alive, the only alive party in the thing. But I think he knows. Kenma knows the true secret identity of him and knew that the person in front of them wasn't who he was, and then figured it out, and then he got knocked out. And that's why he would. So that's why he got knocked out, is because he probably confronted him about saying, "Hey, you're not actually who you're saying are under that mask. That person right there is the person under the mask," and then he got knocked out.
Take that!
Yeah, I guess it does make it seem a dead body. Oh.
Skip here. Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Tenma, that what you saw was the alderman's blood?
Blood? Why, yes! It was blood! It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing nine tails. The alderman's body. Bloody body.
Yeah, so if he got rescued, who's in front of him? Oh, we got him! I just thought about it.
I had a thought too. That
Okay,
hair
what's
that
your
we
thought?
found inside the mask,
Yeah.
give it a little wash in water, watch it come out brown, because it's the guy's original hair color. Or at least we
Which
think
guy's
it is.
original hair color?
LaBelle.
LaBelle? No, I think LaBelle has white hair.
No, I'm saying like
Right.
he made his hair white using his product to put on mask. Some of it
Yeah.
got caught inside, but like his original hair color is brown.
No, that's not it. LaBelle's original hair color is white and has been spraying it all this time.
It's like so we're like, hey, let's splash LaBelle with water, see what happens.
That's
Maybe.
exactly what's going to happen. They're going to jump water on him, and he's going to have white hair. And the proof that puts him in that mask at the scene is in the mask.
The white hair in the mask.
They just have to do a DNA analysis, so that puts him at the scene.
DNA analysis on hair requires the root. You can't I can't like just clip a top part of my hair and like that be used. It has to have like the root in order to be able to get DNA from it.
Right, but at that point, it's a matter of elimination. Who else has white hair?
But the black hole just say it's Alderman's hair. Like we can't if we can't prove whose hair it is, the most likely person's the one who wears it, which is the Alderman.
Right, but if his statement seems true, our white hair guy is already dead. That means the person with real white hair wearing the actual mask.
But we can't prove when the hair got in the mask. That's the problem.
Ooh, rough. But
That's the point I'm trying to make there.
I think DNA should still be able to be found, even if they're one or two. Does this mean the Amazing Nine Tails killed Alderman Kyuubi? But the Alderman was the Amazing Nine Tails, so how exactly would that work?
Yeah, and if LaBelle dropped the mask out of the window, that's why it would end up washed up on the river.
Yeah. Hey, I asked you first. Well, Mr. Duchess, you should not make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover,
Silence!
you know proof.
I'm over this bullcrap.
Any proof he was in it?
Hoy! Don't you think this is strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the fox chamber. But she said naught about seeing amazing Ninetales there.
You just had to bring that up, didn't you?
You forgot your little quarrel over here has many contradictions.
Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Will the defense share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's?
We can. Because it's order of events.
Yes, of course, I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble.
Yeah, that too. If we don't explain it, then, like, we don't go any further. Not with more your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Donor. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this.
What if LaBelle swapped, like, you ever play Hitman?
No.
What if LaBelle swapped his and Tenma's clothing, put his hat on, and dyed his hair black last second?
I don't know.
Just food for thought. It would put him in the room with only 2 people, and as far as he cares, he was knocked out. He then swaps their places and then gets out of there. I don't know. Something to think about.
Yeah, if the knocked out... Well, here's the other thing. Like, if the person knocked out... Well, it seems like there's just too much going on in that instance.
So he goes in, right? Kills you-know-who. Then he opens the chamber and he notices him in there. However, he's awake, right? He was trapped in there for whatever goddamn reason, got locked in. After opening the door, he grabs the nearest thing and then clubs him. He gets knocked out and he keeps him in where it normally is. He then takes his clothes, puts it on, dyes his hair black, and puts on his cap. Because his cap was on the entire time. And it covers like 80 to 90% of his face. And then he made the confession himself. Hence why he would say, I killed the Anderman.
I guess.
Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while it was locked. We also know that Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. Those 2 facts are crucial to my explanation. So let's consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma? Oh, very good question indeed. I suppose you have an answer for us. Sadly, you'd be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that? War is happening. Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has, in fact, misremembered the event, which could have made her to do so. And LaBelle was disguised as Tenma.
Dang, you called it. If this is actually it, you called it.
The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. They're all the same, roughly the same build too. It was Florent Labelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence.
Silence! What is this crap? That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unlike. How could you explain that away was a mere disguise?
Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces. One of them's caked up to hell, though. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face. I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. Shit, am I wrong?
Oh.
Well, I thought I was smart for a good
And
10
if it was some
seconds.
sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it?
All right.
Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Donor. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of?
Jesus.
Ahem.
Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine, am I? Okay, well, I'm
Well,
glad we at least went down this to see this moment.
now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will. What? It's not giving us a penalty and sending us back.
Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict. If you have no any further arguments, what even left for me to do? Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says? When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it.
Was he wearing the mask?
Was she sleepwalking? Rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise. Maybe it was she couldn't talk about it.
He was wearing the Tembataro! Or something! He was wearing an outfit!
And what about the fact that it was Amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around?
The nine-tailed fox was Taru the whole time! It was Mr. Tenma
Hold
the
on.
whole time. It wasn't... was it not the alderman that was the nine-tailed fox the whole time? Was it actually Mr. Tenma?
Hold on. So, wait. If he didn't...
Because think about it, if she didn't know, she knew the whole time that her father was the Ninetales, she wouldn't question him wearing the nine-tailed mask. She
Yeah.
wouldn't question it.
Because that would be more disgraceful. So that would mean that he was the wrestler all this time, which would make sense. And then that would make our good guy, right, Alderman, that would make him Taro, Tenma Taro? It would, wouldn't it? Because they would be reversed.
The roles have been reversed.
Wait. He's retired professional wrestler. They never really proved it was him. They just said white hair is
the white hair. Oh yeah, there you go.
But then what? why would Tenmataro have black hair? He would turn it white as one of the 7 colors for his disguise, and then wash it off with water. Weird. That's. Oh my god! I got it. Okay, go on. Apollo. Well, at least I was right about disguising. I think. I think we might have made a huge mistake.
Your boldness. I see no need to further indulge them in this silly farce. Their defense has no proof, and they never did, and they never will.
What if you poured water on Tenma's head and he's white-haired? I do have proof.
No, our theory is that that hair is LaBelle's, not his.
No, that might be thrown out the window.
But
Hold on.
wouldn't his daughter notice that, like, hey, why is your hair black, not white?
That would be it. Maybe he... Oh, yeah, good point. But LaBelle has white hair. And
We
what
think.
if Tenma also had white hair? What if they're all white-haired? And then they just use LaBelle's product to change hair color every time? Because there was my inference that they were all wrestlers. But that's still kind of iffy, but... Alright, I do have proof. Let's roll with it and see how wrong we are.
Do you
at least I
now?
was right about at least I was right about the disguise part. Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. We could solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume, or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of the case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity.
Gah! What an absolute claptrap! Poppycock! Balderdash!
We thought Alderman was the amazing Ninetales and the mayor was Tenmataro. That's why we believed the mayor killed Alderman in his lust for Ninetales Vale. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Here we go. Music time. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenmataro at all. He was the amazing Ninetales. Whoa, what's this?
You best explain yourself, Justice Donor. And from where did you derive such a far-fetched conclusion?
I'm having internet problems again. Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the amazing Ninetales. But she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was Amazing Ninetales she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florence LaBelle in disguise.
Silence.
Silence the accused and the deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection.
Remember, Mr. LaBelle has his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask would naturally sound different.
Silence.
Why did he not simply pull the mask off?
Objection.
This wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Ninetales, she would never dare unmask him.
Gah. Ah!
This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room. Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer for us already. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and aldermen were talking. I suspect he brought him with a coffee, brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Ninetales mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. A scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. Ah, so then... the person who said I killed Alderman Kyubi was... Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence.
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection.
No, you twisted samurai. This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case.
Ugh.
Once Mr. Tenma left the scene... when Mrs. Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber. So we could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the amazing Ninetales the mayor saw was... right, it was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door in the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch, in his Tenmataro disguise, ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox Chamber. I see, well, that certainly all does make sense. Then, after dragging the mayor back into the Fox Chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence.
Now to get the key back.
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That is such an individual... That such an individual could possibly be the amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection.
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger had he openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as Amazing Ninetales.
Gah! This is madness. No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot.
No one except the killer is insane as his plot. And I'd say Florent LaBelle is more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am.
It's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the amazing Mr. Ninetales, aren't you?
Hold it! I am over
LaBelle
this.
himself,
Please
LaBelle
stop
himself.
this.
LaBelle's gonna defend himself last second. How to get the key back?
Ha 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 ha! You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Ninetales.
Objection.
What do you mean?
Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet?
But that's just...
And even if he did admit to such nonsense, it would reveal the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. Why, you dare reveal the secret. My good friend the Alderman told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. What was the superstitions? Now would it?
The truth behind Tenmatoro, what is he talking about? Because he released him.
So go ahead, say it. Say I am the Amazing Ninetales. I dare you.
It would bring ruin to the village if he released Tenmataro.
Objection!
Wait. Will somebody please explain what's going on here?
Mayor Temba will do anything to keep the truth behind Temataru a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions.
This being the Amazing Ninetales, you expose the truth?
Right? I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. This is so dumb. What now, Justice Donner? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle.
I'll show you who's useless. Apollo, don't you dare give up now. I know. Your Honor, I believe Mr. Bellel's statement warrants thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the Amazing Ninetales is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Let's go. Please enter this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the Amazing Ninetales or not?
The Amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Temba. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, it would expose the truth behind Temataro right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon the Ninetales Vale, just as the superstitions say.
We don't have the book either.
Yeah, the book got taken from us.
Talk about the pot, out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Temba is not the Amazing Ninetales, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here.
And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB is the Amazing Ninetales, anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetales Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular.
There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. But I don't even know where to start. Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the Amazing Ninetales, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. But if he admits it, LaBelle is going to expose the secret behind Tenmataro. So close. I know it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. I guess we press.
Hold it!
This whole case only makes sense that the mayor is the Amazing Ninetales. I know you used this mark to create the illusion of a locked room murder.
Silence!
Silence, Justice Donner. Nothing more than idle speculation. You have no evidence, have you?
Objection!
LaBelle knows what the statue originally looked like. That means he had to be in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Hold it. Sorry, but I heard about the statue from Alderman QB. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Oh, wait, I killed him. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Oh, what was that? The Alderman's dead. Looks like the joke's on you, my sweaty little friend.
His neck. Wait in line, because I'm going first.
Temper. Anyway.
The only nonsense here in this court is you and your assertions.
Tisk. Such an anger is terrible for the skin, you know. Beauty is like a flower that blooms forth from the scenery in the heart.
Excuse me?
I would expect a wilted peasant like you to understand. Perhaps the fragrance will help the blossom when you're still in your bloom. You liked that, didn't you? Enough
I just wanna
jabbering,
dump water on
blossoms
his
and
head,
whatnot.
man.
What?
I just want to dump water on LaBelle's head so bad.
Get on with your testimony before I slice into a banquet of cut flowers. Oh dear, please excuse me. As I was saying, the assertion of our wilted attorney here is utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense...
If he did, you'd be arrested, wouldn't you?
Yes, it's true. I would be a sacrifice upon the altar of justice despite my innocence. But what a terrible loss it would be for the future of humankind's cosmetic needs. It is a tragedy that must be averted. Defend me if you understand this.
Silence.
Silence, you idiot. I don't care about your products. The only terrible loss is the time wasted by your ceaseless yammering. But if you would avert the tragedy awaiting you, and the vexing visage of your sin. Yes, I know. Get on with your testimony. Anyway, suffice to say, should the mayor admit that if it's nonsense, it will make good on my threat, and I will expose the truth behind Temataro right here and now.
Hold it.
And just how did you learn of the so-called truth behind Temataro?
Ultimate QB told me about it. The secret of the forbidden chamber, and the truth behind Temataro.
Why would he share secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle?
Because of the alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. She appreciated it so much, he shared her secret with me.
Wait, did he threaten the alderman in addition to the mayor? Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the forbidden chamber.
Needless to say, I'm not revealing the truth behind Temataro.
Hold it.
Do not gaze upon Temataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say?
Exactly. Telling others what Temataro looks like will reveal the truth. That's why superstitions were written down in the first place.
And ruin come to the village if you free him. Is that a warning not to expose the truth?
Ha 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 ha! Bingo! And that the truth is, Temataro is a great greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is about.
Temataro is a great fortune. Come to think of it.
Ah, he's talking about the missing treasure.
Yep. Could Temataro actually be?
It's it's not thing. Wait. Yeah,
Treasure.
the treasure.
If you see the treasure, telling the villagers that Temataro is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time.
Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truths that must not be revealed. And here's our cover for it. It's like, if you want to avoid it, leave the village. We're not from the village. We've left it. Haha. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Temataro exists. That's why the secret must be protected.
As long as Temataro exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add the statement to your testimony. But it doesn't exist. It's gone.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tomotaru exists.
It doesn't exist.
Objection!
Mr. LaBelle, what if Tempataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it?
If Tomotaru no longer existed... What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tempataro no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there.
Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking at the right place?
Sorry, but I have proof that Tempataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kozo figure.
Exactly, Fletcher. Exactly. No longer exists. I'd be sore. But, of course, that's impossible. You silly, silly little man.
The great thief Azuki Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that Tenmataro has been stolen?
Yep. Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And by that hideous, moronic caretaker's grandfather, no less? No! My beautiful golden Tenmataro was...
The greed inspired by Tempataro can no longer bring ruin upon the Nine-Tails Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma?
The tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall Alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been secret of Tenmataro. For he said to me, the gold ingot was gone.
The gold ingot, you mean the treasure that is Tenmataro's true form.
Call if you were the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Temataro's yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot, by that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Nine-Tails Vale. In return for that gold, my ancestors did receive from Nine-Tails Vale land that would become Tenma Town. But drive villagers mad with greed did the great fortune. Bitter with the greed-fueled battle, it was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became a curse upon the village, a curse of ruin. Thus is what that yokai Tenmataro came to be.
The Tenmataro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away.
Fairy tales. Tenmataro made quite the mess of things. Yes, indeed, there was no greater monsters than mortal lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil.
Mm-hmm. My ancestors did bring terrible things from the Nine-Tails Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had been created to keep it a secret. Yet we have not for love of a little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenmatown would never seek to take over Nine-Tails Vale in a mere matter.
Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tempataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? That you are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
Hold it! No! No! You can't do that! Don't do that! No! Please, no!
Yeah, he's screwed.
Be gone, you demented demon! Ahem. Now where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the Amazing Ninetales, is indeed me.
Means Jinxie.
Where'd she come from?
I was wondering that too.
Yes?
The man wearing the mayor's clothes who you saw collapse in the Fox chamber. Was he wearing the Amazing Ninetales mask?
Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. Said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman QB that day, so... So really what... Is it Papa I saw there, was it? It was Florent LaBelle from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Oh! Ho, ho, ho.
Yeesh, Rube Golger machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme.
You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through.
Say au revoir.
Au revoir, LaBelle. Au revoir, LaBelle. Have a good time in hell. I will meet you there. Ka 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 ka.
The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Kyubi, but Florent LaBelle did.
How dare you, peasant!
Silence.
Silence! What is this bullcrap?
Still doesn't have proof.
Justice, Tono. You should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground?
What's the guy want now?
Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bones as it were butter. But you have only blind guesses. A dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake.
He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law.
Testimony can be used as evidence, and we have multiple people confirming our claims. And that are not, like, yes, granted one of them is the defendant and his, then we also have his daughter, but their statements do line up.
They line up, but also, they were all in the same room when it started to line up, and they weren't
Yeah.
questioned individually.
LaBelle is lying, Taro is dying, his daughter's lying, everybody in here is just lying. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or you don't have any.
Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Yep.
The mask. The evidence
mask
is the
is
hair in the
evidence.
mask.
You do? Of course. It's just conclusive evidence we need too.
Yeah, because I think at this point, like if we got to this point with the jury could just be like, yeah, we believe we believe in the defendant here.
But to finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent, here comes justice.
Oh,
Let's
what?
review the facts.
What is happening?
The most damning piece of evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we thought the alderman was killed because he was the amazing Ninetales. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetales is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetales collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. But he didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is.
Yeah, it's gotta be the mask.
Oh, I know, the Amazing Ninetales mask was found and washed up along the river. What sort of clue does it hold? White hair.
This is cool.
What about the hair left on the mask? What does it belong to? Florent LaBelle. Alright, the hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence.
That was cool.
Well, Mr. Judge, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will. The mask, how is that conclusive evidence? Not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Kyubi. Yes, but the Amazing Ninetales, as we know now, is Mayor Tenma, so... That is correct. But the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle.
What are you talking about? I've never had hideous white hair like that. Also, his hair is not green anymore.
Blonde back again.
Silence.
I don't know when it changed. I wasn't fully paying attention to his hair, but it's back. It's changed again. It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not white hair type. Because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color to another.
Objection.
No, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's you who has made a fatal error.
What?
Remember where this mask was found? It washed up by the side of the river.
Washed up.
With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles.
Take that.
Ah, that's...
What is that? That is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Ninetales mask washed up along the side of the river with white hair inside it.
Ah! What's this? Are you saying that Preening Peacock's hair color is...
That's what I'm saying, Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through the Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. The white hair in his mask is conclusive evidence proving you're the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match.
Or we just wash his hair.
Admit it. Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Kyubi. I wanted that for a screenshot.
You peasant! How dare you! Ah! My profit is extremely close to you. My makeup!
Is he okay?
No, he is not.
Did it wash up? Is his hair white? There it is. There it is.
Hello, this is the bell. What project is off? This is the bell. The sponsors have pulled out. The bell speaking. I'm fired. I mean, I'm no longer mayor of Tedmazade. This is a bad. What? There's a stratospheric damage against claims against me. What the heck? $100 million.
Oh, he's screwed.
I'm finished! Washed up! Stick a fork in me, I'm done! This is preposterous. I summon Blackwood. Defeated.
Order, order, order! Order in the court! Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Wait, that was a compliment, right? Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Florent LaBelle?
The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler.
Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off?
Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the golden ingot known as the Tenmataro. However, if you were allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to the Nine-Tails Vale, LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor with the gold via the murder. But the efforts of the amazing Nine-Tails saw those plans come to a halt. And thus LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Minigatema.
I see, but what I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. He had to know. Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid.
LaBelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He was mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such ferocity.
Too bad for him. Someone else had gotten into it first anyways. I see. Very well, then. I believe it's time I declared a verdict. This court found the defendant, Damien Tenma.
Woo!
Hooray!
Confetti!
Court is adjourned.
April 19th, 1:23 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby. Number 3. I don't know why that thing takes so long to type out. That was a seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming.
Just got lucky, I guess.
You banished Temataro from Nine-Tails Vale like you were some kind of exorcist.
There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up as the mayor murdered the alderman and died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment.
I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He's planning on exposing the amazing Nine-Tails true identity himself.
Ah, but why? Because
the mayor was the amazing Nine-Tails. Bell succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder. The rest of his popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. So? The Amazing Ninetales was just killed if he died a hero, but if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier.
Right. Then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure.
What an insanely intricate plot.
Ka! The most excellent job clearing my name. A fate worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
Why are you acting like Tamataro again?
Let it be of no concern of you.
How could it not concern me?
Gah! Jinxie. Seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you. Papa, you're finally back. Yes. It would seem Tenbataro is no match for you. Ha ha ha. I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore.
Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great?
Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling?
This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though.
How come? Rebuild his identity.
Once everyone hears I am the Amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, the most popular people, another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how it could possibly continue.
I think you misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Oh, is there a bunch of fans outside? Say, now that you mentioned it, what's all that noise out there?
A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems like they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask. And to root for your return to wrestling ring.
Rooting? For me? But I thought nothing more of a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one that really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are.
Yeah, you're the coolest out there when you're fighting in a ring, Papa. Jinxie.
Here, I think you'll be needing this. The mask.
Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me.
Hmm?
I don't want to keep my fans waiting.
I think you'll be needing this. Get them the hair color.
Ninetales Vale forever!
I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetales Vale. Me too.
I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer/killer is behind bars, and the murder is no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Ninetales is obviously a hit. I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too.
It's all because we believed in our client, just like you said. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo. Or you might have to start looking after me. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, It's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways. Very funny. But I got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this. Calories? Huh. Just try to stick them in me.
All right already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes the shop. Eldrin's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know.
I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Could be salty. What are we waiting for?
Noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. Because, you know, we still don't get paid for any of these cases, so... Yeah, it's kind of difficult to pay for this.
Yay, thanks, boss. I won't let you down. She has no idea what she's getting into. But your Eldrin's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. That was our first case together, and it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy.
Ooh.
That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. Legal Academy?
Wait.